Example of Radhe Krishna shop sign, which is actually a shop for gents, ladies and kids store. We can see that the identity of Lord Krishna, who wears a peacock feather, has been shared with Radha, who is his female consort. It's a very curious letter form expression and a way that creates attraction on shop signs. Then we further go to the function of distinction, in which we can see that there are certain boards in which not only the choice of different kinds of typefaces are used for different scripts, that is to differentiate between the scripts, but there are panel shapes, there are different there are different graphic forms which are used along with the type that enhance the expression. Then there are visual forms like in the visual down of Think signboard, that is a shop for gifts, we can see that distro typeface, the display type, has been used, and a kind of nice visual texture has been created, which is a contrast to the customized style that is created for Devnagari. A lot of letter play is there along with the novelty of font choice that we can see. Then a visual mood is depicted on these signboards. It's basically a visual atmosphere that you create through display type, but there are additional elements of color, patterns inside the letter forms, the way letters are positioned, they are hanging from the sign panels. Like in this example of Zitar's, we can see it's a modern bar and restaurant. We can see that how blocked color letters, block color shapes are used in the letter forms, and a very emotive and a very hip, modern, youthful expression has been created. In Ajani, we can see that the elegance of the cursive type itself is taking us back to the handwritten, the beauty of those letter forms. Then there is hierarchy that is created on these boards. We have a flow of information from shop names to other information about the products they are selling. But there are levels of emphasis, like in the examples of Puja Electric and Hardware stores or big stationery, we can see that one word has been highlighted. So there's a hierarchy in the chunks of information which gives them different visual roles. After this overview, I would like to talk about Abdul Rahman Street, from where we archive different kinds of signs, shop signs. There was a good range that we could get starting from 1930s and going till 2013. It's known as a wholesaler's Mecca in Mumbai. It's one of the most culturally and historically relevant street, which is visually very rich and geographically important, because if I take you to the next slide, this is a crooked map that we created when we did our field visits of how shop signs are placed along the street. And the position of Abdul Rahman is such that it connects Crawford Market and Lokmanya Tilak Market, which are main points in South Mumbai, and it's like the nucleus, the main bazaar, which is surrounded by other relevant bazaars of South Mumbai. So when people are coming from Lokmanya Tilak Road, there are taxi stands here, and they get down and they first enter Abdul Rahman Street and explore the bazaars that follow. Hope this slide is clear. In this, we have a huge data of 40 shop signs. Now I'm taking example of one shop signboard here, India Arms. So we have all these 40 images, and all the information about what are the names of these boards, the year they were installed, then information about what typefaces have been used, whether it's a font, whether it's a two-dimensional lettering style. They have displayed colors used, syntactic devices, pragmatic trends, and the type mode. Regarding the insights, I'll summarize very briefly that in syntactic trends, we see mostly harmony appearing in display type. Then we see contrast. Then we see something special that I'll explain in my further slide. It's called frame within a frame. Then there are some new expressions and textural simulations that are used through syntactic devices. In pragmatic trends, we see combinations of two-dimensional and three-dimensional fabrication techniques and styles, mostly. Followed by again three-dimensional acrylic letter forms, followed by three-dimensional wooden letter forms. In this presentation, I'll concentrate on syntactic trends because there's a time limit. In pragmatic trends, basically we have just included what materials are used in the name and other elements of the signs, and there are period-wise patterns in the following slides. So regarding syntactic trends, we have harmony in display type, which can be seen in three ways. So in the above example, in Chandrika Bag House, we have similar colors, but we can also see a harmony in terms of same type genres. In the second side, we see similar colors, but there are different type genres. So only color is the syntactic device that binds both. In the third example, we see similar colors, different type genres, but we see that similar three-dimensional treatment, fabrication is given, which binds the display type in harmony. For contrast in display type, in the above example of Scholar Gallery, we can see that separate words in the name are given different treatment in terms of direction and orientation. So Scholar is upright and Gallery is oriented. Then there's another style of signboards in which we see different typefaces. A decorative display here is combined with the sans serif. That creates a contrast. Different scripts itself is a kind of contrast on the shop signs that we can see in the third sign. Frame within a frame is something that in all such signs we have the shop name foregrounded over a display panel, which is an inbuilt element inside the signboard main panel. And there are some 7 to 10 examples of such signs. We are calling it frame within a frame, in which, like in above example, it's a very interesting example of how, crystals, blocks of crystals are used behind the typeface. Somewhere augmenting the meaning of the word crystal. Crystal shop actually sells accessories and delicate items. So it's a novel way of representing a shop sign like that. And in the second example, in C. Hargobind Das and Co., we can see that it's a kid's store. It's a kid's toy store. We can see that there's a cutout border within the panel, which reminds you of the kids' toys and the semantics. So, a very new way of representing type and panel. Textual simulations. By textual simulation, we means that the simulation of the background panel has been used in the main display name. So, like in the first example, we have color simulations in the backgrounds in pink and violet. And similar treatment we can see with the shape of the letter forms, how centers are being elongated to create a harmony and to create a unifying composition. In second example, we can see though there's a little difference that there are again bars in this, but that acts as a grid on which the shop name is nicely sitting and balanced. In the third example, we can see that there are multicolor simulation within separate letter forms for the shop names. So these are the three styles we have observed. Then again from our observations, we can see that there are different kinds of letter form expressions. So on the left side of the slide, you can see that punctuation marks, different syntactic devices of thick and thin play with the line, symbolic representation of shapes with reverse type coming out, then curious play with the letter form, the curves has been given to these shop signs. On the right hand side, we can see some other effects in which some of them are ligatures, some of them are just, they create nice counterforms. Some of them are, they play with the leading aspect, the kerning, and create a very retro feel. This specifically this sign is from the 70s, and the display typeface is also Krilli, which belongs to the 70s. So, and such treatment was given at that point of time. So these are various letter form expressions we can see. Summarizing the syntactic trends, we see patterns in the font use in different eras. So briefly, for 30s and 40s, a lot of Gothics have been used. Pratham Gothic, Century Gothic for Latin. The Devanagari, we see a lot of hand-painted forms. Brown brush has been used to paint these forms. There are handcrafted and embossed forms in stone and bone block leather forms. For 50s and 60s, we see use of more transitional faces. There is a change and old style faces. But for Devanagari, again we see handcrafted but metal type channel letters. And there is outer globe, there is inner globe, all such fabrication techniques that are being used. In 70s and 80s, there's again a comeback of old style, which are the 18th century, very old letter set faces. In Devanagari, we see hand-painted old letter forms. Somewhere 60s and 2000s are quite similar in the sense that all the faces in the signposts that are used for 60s in Abdul Rahman, they repeat again in 2000s. And probably like when we were talking to shop owners of these boats, they told us that there have been changes as far as the use of type is concerned, but some elements of the older style of 60s is still there. So it's a mix of 60s and 2000s. I'll go further. Regarding the mood of the face. By mood of the face, we mean that a certain typeface has a visual mood through its character style. So this is actually an established classification that Letraset, a website called Letraset Creative Opportunities gives you, and they talk about different kind of visual moods that a display type has. So period faces are those faces which actually give you the historical characteristics of a particular era. Like there are movements like Art Nouveau, Art Deco. Like here we have Gift Palace where ringlet font from the Victorian age has been used, and it has a characteristic thick and thin play with the use of embellishments within the letter form. That was a very Victorian trait. Then we had black letters which came much later. The classical face, all these typefaces, they resemble the Roman capitals that took their inspiration from 16th century Italian time. And you can see a monumentality and an emphasis that is there in the capitals. So that belongs to classical face. Elegance is the cursive type that we see in form of cursive typefaces, letter forms, but also calligraphic identities. Industrial kind are those faces in which the strength, the power and the precision of hardcore industrial look of modern day is being depicted. So we have pipe, we have letter form, we have Futura black. So these such typefaces give you that visual mood. Immediacy is something which display typographers have been talking about a lot. It's an urgency to use to display name as a better alternative to say like this is a shop which belongs to bags and accessories. We could have had a cursive type, but to create a distinction we have a more impactful and a unique approach of bringing a certain urgency so that the viewer sees that and that stays in his mind. So these are all the faces for that. Then in fun category we see faces which have a subtle casualness, a joy. In futuristic, we see different kinds of faces where computer graphics has been used to create the kind of letter forms that you see here. The inspiration has been taken from pixels, from diffused forms, etc. This has been done. Then we can see briefly that again period-wise there are patterns. So 40s actually are similar to 50s, where elegant mood is followed by the classical mood. Elegance is again followed by industrial, classical and immediacy. 60s and 70s we can see that prominently a mix of moods appears in the sign, in the shop name of the sign. But fun as a visual mood appears for the first time in 60s. In 70s, speed appears. In 80s we see industrial immediacy, elegance, which is pretty similar to again 90s, it's carried forward. In 2000, we see a visual mood of period, which is coming back from 30s and fun. So this is the conceptual framework in which we have retained the functions that Alan Halley has explained very well. To attract attention, distinction, it evokes a mood and a hierarchy. And on the right hand side, from this study of this particular street bazaar, we can see that all these parameters are establishing these functions. So typeface establishes mood as well as attention. Different use of typefaces, different use of scripts, they create a distinction. Like that. And thanks to my guide, Professor Rahul Kuala, for encouraging me to do this study. Professor Shivakumar for very insightful views. Chetan Buch, who was there with me for the field studies, it couldn't have been possible without him. And all the 40 shop sign owners who really allowed us to take the pictures and very nice interaction with them. Thanks a lot.